In recent weeks I have found that one of the best combos to use for the attack boat on Battlefield 4 is in fact the burst cannon and TV. Now I've made videos before outlining my best loadout and the loadout that I've used for a long time, and that was using the 25mm as opposed to the burst cannon. I've always stuck with the TV even though it has gone through a few changes, but I switched over to the burst cannon, and for one main reason. I was often getting killed by jets that would strafe or do long, big strafing runs from high up in the sky, and there wasn't too much I could do about it if I missed my initial TV. The 25mm are almost useless against anything that's not a big target or getting splash damage on infantry, but the burst cannons offer a really nice alternative of dealing with someone who can essentially kill you in one strafing run. The burst cannons are an all-round weapon. They can deal with armour, they can deal with air vehicles, they can deal with infantry, they can do the whole lot. And alongside your TV missile, assuming that you're going to aim properly and actually hit the two of them, because you don't get many with the long reload time, you're going to find yourself staying alive a lot longer, and you're going to be really hard to deal with for the enemy team. As you can see with the clips in the background, I'm using a mixture of both burst cannon and TV missile, timing the reloads as best I can, so I've always got something reloading, because otherwise you're kind of wasting the opportunity to have a shot on the enemy. You'll also notice how I use the lead on the burst cannon just to deal with moving targets, whether it be a helicopter, whether it be a piece of infantry or a boat. Also, a top tip for using the burst cannon is if you're aiming at an enemy attack boat, make sure that you are aiming at the back of it. Well, this really goes for a TV as well. You're going to pick up a lot more kills this way because you're going to take off the repper or the gunner on the back, and they can really make the difference in a firefight. If you do come up against a boat with a burst cannon and you're in a attack helicopter, or you're in the little bird, or in fact you are in a jet, the best advice I can give you is stay away, because if somebody can aim with these things, they can wreck, and it doesn't even need to be from close range. They can do it from not across the map but from a fair distance. It's one of those anti-air weapons that is a real pain to deal with. Something else that I've managed to do since using the burst cannon is cap a lot more flags, and this is because the burst cannon deals with enemies a lot faster than the 25mm used to. If you just aim at one enemy and make sure that you are getting your line straight and make sure you're hitting just one burst, you can deal with that enemy just within a split second. With the 25mm it was a little more difficult. The drop off was quite large. With the burst you don't really get that drop off, so it is, in my opinion, the better one to go for. One thing I would recommend being very careful with though is the amount of bullets that you actually get. It's not ideal, especially if you're coming up against a couple of boats, maybe on a fast spawn server, and then all of a sudden you've got a helicopter behind you and you're quick switching your TVs. You're doing the best you can, but you are going to find yourself in a bit more difficult situation if you aren't watching your ammo count, because it really does chew through the ammo really fast. Hopefully you found this little episode helpful. If you did, leave a like and a comment on what your favourite setup in the attack boat is, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.